Hey folks, welcome to this week's Talkin' Ship. We're going to talk about commander skills this week. Not just what happened in 059, which also dropped this week, but I'm also going to give you a tip on how you can save some doubloons for retraining your commanders for other ships. So, first off, 059, what did we change in terms of commander skills? Well, one of the big ones is that we changed situational awareness, which was a basic skill that everyone had, that everyone needed. Now everyone has it by default, so it's no longer even in the commander skill tree. Everyone can get that skill. Visibility is so important in our game, and having the way to understand that was key, so we felt like this was a good thing to move it to everyone. So now you got some choices for tier 1. So let's talk in general, what do we think are cool sort of tier 1 abilities, and I'll go through some of the other ones. But right now I'm in the Crossing Cream, as you can see, a beautiful, beautiful ship. It's actually on sale for the next couple days, so if you guys still want to pick one of those up, you can. So what did I pick for this guy? All right, so for the Crossing Cream here, I've chose secondary buffs, right? So why did I choose basic secondary, or basic fire training, which is that skill I have highlighted here? Because instead I don't have to worry about situational awareness. Well, it only affects any gun that's up to 139 millimeters. That's main caliber or secondary or AA guns. So that's kind of important because a lot of times it's under secondary armament, so you might not think it applies to your main guns, but it does. So for some of the small ships like I have here with the Crossing Cream, it has 130 millimeter guns, which obviously fits within that. So basic fire training is going to give my main guns a 10% fire boost. Pretty huge right here. As you can see, 130 millimeters for the Crossing Cream main batteries. One of the other more powerful skills, of course, in this tier in general is ship survivability, but once you got your tier 1 skill, you probably want to move on to tier 2. So expert marksman is huge for ships that don't turn their turrets fast enough compared to how fast their ships turn. So if I can turn and outmaneuver my guns, then I can't stay on target. That's a pretty big one. I would suggest picking that for a lot of ones. Last stand is huge as well. That makes it so if you get damaged and you're actually can't move, or you've lost your rudder, you can actually move it a bit. And that's actually really, really huge to get out of a fight when you just are completely shut down. Going to tier 3 real quick. I love Superintendent because I love smokes, I love more speed. The Crossing Cream's got the nice little sonar, so you can use that really effectively. Tier 3's got a lot of really good skills though. You've got vigilance. If you're a battleship and you keep getting hit by torpedoes, this will help you spot them a little bit sooner so you can turn and hopefully react a little bit faster to those. At the end there we got Torpedo Acceleration, which I love as a destroyer player, but for cruisers it might be useful to actually use that instead because it's how fast those torpedoes can go. If you have short range torpedoes, 20% doesn't mean anything. 5 knots though is huge. So some really cool skills for tier 3, I think. That's one of the more interesting tiers. Moving on to tier 4 real quick, we've got advanced fire training. This is exactly like basic fire training, but the advanced version increases the range of your ship by 20%. So that's huge for secondaries on battleships, but it's also huge for my Crossing Cream right here. Because look at my firing range now, 16.2 kilometers. That is huge for a tier 5. That is, you're outranging a lot of ships with that skill. So I would say that's key for almost any ship that has under 139 millimeter guns. The survivability expert, there's a bunch of cool skills here, and then you got tier 5, which has some of the more powerful ones, but probably not that many options for players depending on which class you're playing. Preventative maintenance helps your modules not get knocked out. That includes AA and secondary guns, so that's kind of huge. Most destroyers are going to take concealment expert, maybe some cruisers as well. You just want to hide more, you want to be better. So those are probably like the top 2 that are picked. I think those are probably a quick overview of kind of the more less understood skills and some of the more key ones that you probably need to know. Now that situational awareness is out there, we're letting you respec your ship for basically nothing. Because we gave you 100 doubloons, and each doubloon can reset 1 skill for this next coming couple days while we have this special event because we changed the skill tree. So go in there, change your skills up, see what you like, see what you don't like. With 100 doubloons, you could respec 10 or 5 19-point captains or 10 10-point captains. So you got a lot of chances to kind of respec things, try things out, let know how things go. So let's move on real quick to my tip of the week about how do you get your commander to another ship without having to pay a ton of doubloons for it. I have my Isukaze here. It's a Japanese destroyer, awesome. But say I have a really awesome Umikaze captain and I want to move him over, but I don't have the doubloons or I can't afford it or whatever. So you can see when this guy gets moved over to the ship, he's going to have a penalty. I can pay the 500 doubloons, or I can pay 200,000 credits, or I can pay nothing. If I pay credits or nothing, the guy is actually at 50% less skill for a while. So that means you're going to react faster in terms of your shells firing, you're going to not turn as easily, you're not going to accelerate as well. So it's like not great to have a commander who's not trained on the ship he's on, obviously. Clearly. So you can see his whole bar is in red now. Well, that means he's not trained for this ship yet. So what you can do to get by this is move him to a premium ship of the same nation. So for instance, I'll grab my Kamikaze R here, one of my favorite ships again. And once this captain is on the Kamikaze R, so I'm going to grab him from the Isukaze. He's still trained for the Isukaze, but now he can actually play on this ship without that 50% penalty. So he has the ability to actually, be as effective as possible. As you grind him back up, you get that points back up to 100%. You are then good to go. Throw him back on your Isukaze, and he's great. And he will no longer have those penalties. So that's how you can get by paying that 500 doubloons to retrain your captain between different ships. So that's all I have for you today, guys. Thank you for all the comments you've been leaving. Tonight I'm doing an AMA on Reddit. If you're interested, at 7 p.m. Pacific on the World of Warships subreddits. Come check it out. Come ask some questions. Thanks again, guys. Leave some comments. Let us know what you think about the commander skills and what you think are the best ones. And see y'all next time.